Somebody wanted me to comment about Mercenary Audio. And for all you young listeners, you never heard of them because they've been out of business for a long time. But they were a pro audio dealership up in Boston. And these guys were like the rebels of the pro audio industry. It was run by a guy named Fletcher. I don't know if it was his first name or his last name, but his name was Fletcher. And you just didn't want to get on his bad side because he was something else. And the one story I remember about them is when the ADAT first came out and the Mackie mixers first came out. Mercenary thought that they were total trash. And I remember at the AES show in California, in LA, Mercenary had a booth and they rented a golf cart and they had this big spear and the spear went through a Mackie mixer and an ADAT. It was on the spear and they would drive that golf cart around at the AES show. And they did not cover the fact that they hated that technology. They thought it sounded like trash and they weren't going to promote it at all. They hated Pro Tools. Anything to do with Pro Tools, they hated it. But I'll put some pictures up. Fletcher sold the company. Another guy bought it and it just didn't work out for him. So it eventually went out of business. There was talk of Fletcher coming back, but I just don't see that happening with the industry changing as much as it did. But it was always an interesting read. If you can look up any of the old posts from Fletcher, because he was always very good at turning a phrase. And like I said, hey, if he didn't like you, you were in big trouble. So there's my thoughts about Mercenary. I had no problem with them. Fletcher knew who I was. I knew who he was. Wouldn't call ourselves friends. We just knew who we were. He had worked for Telefunken for a while, and he had called me about Telefunken equipment. And in fact, I did a PRC meeting, a Philadelphia Recording Community meeting at Milk Boy Studios in Philadelphia, and we recorded we used a bunch of Telefunken microphones to record a band there for all the people that came for the meeting. And Fletcher was there, and I think I have some pictures. I'll find them and post them for you. But an interesting guy, interesting company, and it's kind of a pity that they went away.